Oscar Piastri has reportedly uncovered a startling anomaly in McLaren's 2026 MCL40 car, something the team itself did not anticipate. This discovery is sending shockwaves through the preseason testing program and could dramatically impact McLaren's strategy for the upcoming championship. Initial insights suggest this issue involves critical elements of the car under the 2026 regulations, including hybrid power deployment, battery management, or the complex active aero system. If unresolved, this could compromise McLaren's ability to defend their constructor and driver titles, giving rivals a rare early advantage. Sources claim only Piastri and a limited group of engineers fully understand the magnitude of the problem. The anomaly could affect corner exit speeds, tire longevity, and overall race pace, meaning every testing lap carries high stakes, with every mistake potentially magnifying consequences. Later in the video, we'll break down exactly what Piastri discovered, why it has caused unprecedented concern within McLaren, and how this revelation could alter the balance of power in Formula One. What seems like a preseason technical hiccup might actually rewrite the competitive landscape for 2026. McLaren's 2026 preseason has been thrown into unexpected turmoil after Oscar Piastri reportedly uncovered a serious issue in the MCL40 during early testing sessions. Sources indicate that the discovery could involve the integration of the hybrid power unit, battery management system, or active aerodynamic elements, all of which are vital under the new 2026 regulations. This revelation has shifted McLaren's focus from refining performance to urgent problem-solving, creating a heightened atmosphere of uncertainty and scrutiny within the team. At the heart of the problem lies the interaction between the Mercedes PU26 power unit and the car's hybrid energy system. Piastri reportedly noticed irregular energy deployment during corner exits, which could have a cascading effect on tire management, lap consistency, and overall race performance. McLaren engineers are now forced to determine whether this is merely a calibration issue or a more systemic flaw that could persist across multiple tracks. The complexity of the system, combined with active aero integration, has transformed routine preseason testing into a high-stakes technical investigation. Sources suggest that the anomaly might also involve the MCL40's front-end aerodynamic system. The active aero, designed to dynamically adjust downforce and drag based on speed and track conditions, may not be perfectly synchronized with the hybrid system. This misalignment could result in unpredictable handling, particularly through high-speed corners, and might compromise the car's competitive edge. Rival teams are keenly observing testing sessions, knowing that any inefficiency could provide an early strategic advantage. The discovery has forced McLaren to reprioritize their preseason program. Rather than focusing solely on performance optimization, engineers now dedicate significant resources to diagnosing the anomaly while attempting to gather meaningful performance data. Every wind tunnel run, CFD simulation, and on-track test is analyzed not just for lap time, but for signs that the flaw could worsen under different conditions. This defensive approach underscores how a single technical discovery can alter preseason strategy and team decision-making. Psychologically, the revelation places enormous pressure on Piastri and the engineering team. As the driver who identified the problem, Piastri must provide highly accurate feedback while continuing to push the car to extract performance data. Engineers are simultaneously tasked with interpreting this feedback and implementing solutions quickly, without introducing further complications. This highlights the increasingly critical role of drivers in modern Formula One as both competitors and integral contributors to technical development. The ripple effects extend beyond McLaren itself. Rivals such as Red Bull, Mercedes, and Ferrari are reportedly monitoring the situation closely, analyzing testing data and telemetry for indications of potential weaknesses. Even informal knowledge of McLaren's internal challenge has influenced the preseason strategy of other teams, forcing competitors to adjust simulations, development priorities, and early-season tactical plans. The discovery has made McLaren's issue a strategic factor across the entire paddock. Finally, the broader implications for McLaren's championship ambitions are profound. Resolving the issue is critical not only for performance but also for driver confidence, team morale, and long-term car reliability. Project timelines, component validation, and development plans are all under intense scrutiny. Piastri's discovery has turned preseason into a high-stakes environment, where each test, each simulation, and each engineering decision carries consequences that could define the trajectory of McLaren's 2026 season. The moment Oscar Piastri identified the anomaly in the MCL40, McLaren's preseason testing transformed into an urgent technical investigation. According to insiders, the issue relates to the integration of the Mercedes PU26 hybrid power unit with the car's active aerodynamic system, producing unexpected performance inconsistencies. Engineers had to shift focus from optimizing setups to diagnosing the flaw, running simulations, and testing potential solutions. The discovery has elevated the stakes for every lap, as even small deviations could have significant long-term consequences for race performance. Rival teams immediately sensed something was amiss. Red Bull, Mercedes, and Ferrari reportedly intensified their observation of McLaren's preseason sessions, scrutinizing lap times, telemetry, and vehicle behavior for signs of weakness. Even without direct access to internal data, competitors could infer potential vulnerabilities, adjusting their own simulations and preseason strategies accordingly. McLaren's internal discovery has effectively altered the paddock's collective tactical landscape, making preseason preparation a high-stakes chess game for all teams. The core of the problem appears to lie in the interaction between energy deployment from the MGUK and the car's active aerodynamic system. Piastri noticed that the car's acceleration out of corners and energy recovery efficiency were inconsistent, potentially impacting tire wear, lap times, and overall race strategy. Engineers have been forced to model numerous scenarios, attempting to anticipate how these inconsistencies might manifest across different circuits and conditions. Each new test and simulation has revealed additional nuances, emphasizing the complexity and interdependence of hybrid systems and aerodynamics under the 2026 regulations. Strategically, McLaren's priorities have shifted dramatically. Testing that would typically focus on aero optimization, suspension setup, and tire strategies is now dominated by problem solving. Each test session is evaluated not only for performance but also for risk management, ensuring that engineers do not inadvertently worsen the issue. This defensive approach highlights how a single driver's discovery can reshape preseason strategy and team decision-making, forcing engineers to make high-stakes technical choices under pressure. The psychological burden on Piastri and his teammates is substantial. As the driver who discovered the problem, Piastri must provide accurate and detailed feedback while continuing to extract meaningful performance data. Engineers rely heavily on his observations, interpreting every nuance to implement effective corrective measures. The mental load reinforces the dual role of drivers in modern Formula One, serving as both competitors and critical technical collaborators whose insight can determine the success or failure of preseason development. Rival teams are recalibrating in response to McLaren's predicament. Observing potential weaknesses provides competitors with strategic opportunities to exploit gaps during early season races. The discovery has not only affected McLaren internally but has also influenced the strategic planning of other teams, creating a ripple effect across the paddock. Decisions about testing, development priorities, and race strategies are now influenced by what Piastri uncovered, illustrating the interconnected nature of preseason competitiveness in modern Formula One. Finally, the long-term implications of the discovery are significant. Resolving the anomaly is crucial not only for McLaren's early season performance but also for driver confidence, team morale, and reliability across the 2026 campaign. Project timelines, component validation, and development strategies are under intense scrutiny. Piastri's finding has turned preseason into a high-stakes crucible, where every test, simulation, and engineering decision carries amplified consequences that could shape the trajectory of McLaren's entire season. The key twist emerging from McLaren's preseason challenge is the potential magnitude of the issue Piastri uncovered. Sources indicate that it could simultaneously affect hybrid energy deployment, battery efficiency, and active aerodynamic response, potentially altering lap times and tire wear in unpredictable ways. Rival teams are acutely aware that McLaren may be operating with a concealed weakness, offering them a rare early opportunity to capitalize before the season even starts. Engineers are under pressure to determine if the flaw is isolated or systemic, knowing that every test and simulation now carries amplified stakes due to the uncertainty. At the core of the problem is the interaction between the MGUK system and the car's active aero components. Piastri reportedly noticed inconsistencies in acceleration out of corners and in energy recovery patterns, which could compromise performance over race distance. Engineers are modeling an array of scenarios to predict how the anomaly might manifest across different circuits, from high-speed tracks to tight, technical layouts. This complexity has elevated preseason testing from a routine exercise into a high-stakes strategic operation where even small adjustments could have major consequences. The FIA adds another layer of tension. While McLaren has not been found in breach of regulations, the discovery places the team under scrutiny. If the anomaly affects safety or regulatory compliance, rival teams may push for clarifications or interventions, forcing McLaren to navigate both technical and political challenges. Ensuring compliance while attempting rapid fixes magnifies the preseason pressure, as any misstep could attract official attention or even informal paddock criticism. Strategically, the discovery has forced McLaren to rethink its entire development plan. Tasks that would normally focus on aerodynamic refinement or suspension optimization are now dominated by diagnostic work and problem mitigation. Every test session is scrutinized for both performance and risk management. This defensive preseason strategy illustrates how a single technical finding can redefine priorities and force engineers to operate under unprecedented levels of scrutiny and decision-making pressure. Psychologically, the revelation places enormous strain on Piastri and the McLaren engineering team. As the driver who identified the flaw, Piastri must provide precise and actionable feedback while continuing to extract meaningful performance data. Engineers must interpret this feedback rapidly, balancing corrective measures with the need to avoid introducing new complications. The scenario underscores the increasingly critical role of drivers as technical collaborators in modern Formula One, where insight, communication, and mental acuity are as important as raw speed. The discovery has also caused ripples across the entire paddock. Rival teams are using McLaren's preseason anomaly as a reference point to refine their own strategies and testing priorities. Even without full access to internal data, competitors can infer vulnerabilities and adjust their approaches to gain early season advantages. The interconnected nature of the grid means that one team's internal issue can have strategic consequences for every other team, heightening preseason tension across the championship. Finally, the long-term implications for McLaren are profound. Resolving the anomaly is essential not only for early season performance but also for driver confidence, team morale, and long-term reliability. Project timelines, component validation, and technical development plans are all under intense scrutiny. Piastri's discovery has transformed the preseason into a high-stakes crucible where technical, strategic, and psychological factors intersect, and every decision could shape the trajectory of McLaren's 2026 campaign.